Yo, Duff, who they put you with, man?
That death beat, man.
Yo, man, they stuck me and Mace with Death Beat too.
Hello, Prince Paul's the name. You know, the DJ for Sonic and the producer of this particular group. And now off of that and on to the soul. De La, that is. If you take 3 glasses of water and put food coloring in them, you have many different colors, but it's still the same old water. Make the connection, and now, back to our video.
You know, it's 50 years of hip hop. We still celebrating. 50 years of hip hop. We still on it. Happy Thursday, good people. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I think it's raining in the Elm. It looks a little dark and overcast. So, hey, wouldn't be Connecticut if it wasn't raining. That's how I'm going with this now. So, I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is processed the election, and it is what it is, and we move forward and turn our attentions toward the national elections and that level of foolishness that's going on. But hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So last night I had dinner with 2 girlfriends of mine. I've known them for a long, long time, and one of us, Debbie, has early onset Alzheimer's, and I think she got diagnosed with it maybe 5 years ago, and we went out to lunch once, and that was pre-pandemic, and so then Linda, the friend we have in common. Linda is the friend we have in common, which I did not know we were friends in common at the time. She said, we're gonna get some time with her. So I was like, okay. So we went out last night to Serafino's in Wallingford last night, which was lovely, and it was good to sit and talk with her and see her. So I'm going to call her husband and get on the calendar regularly to see her because she needs to get out and she needs to do stuff. So I'm going to commit to an hour and a half, 2 hours a week to go and hang out with her once a week because she's my friend and we had such a good time. We were young women. Oh, my God. Oh, the times we had. And so we lost track over the years, right? Because she got married. I didn't know she got married. I got married. She didn't know I got married. I mean, we just, you know how you do. I worked for her family. It was the first job out of college. My first corporate job out of college was working for her family, the McDonald companies. And it was them that trained me to become a licensed insurance adjuster of all lines. Now, I sucked as being an insurance adjuster, but it was my first job out of college, and my first big money, like real money. I was like, oh, I'm making X amount of dollars, salaried, like not hourly, salaried, and it was so cool, and I was empowered to go work in Hartford. Because everybody was going to Hartford, and I was a licensed adjuster. So I worked for the McDonald company for like maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe, and then I went to Hartford, and then it was just a disaster in Hartford. So I got fired in Hartford because I just was not a good insurance adjuster. I just wasn't good at it. So anyway, that's the story. So and it was a wonderful it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful friendship over the years. And we just lost touch. How people lose touch. So that's the way it was. So anyway, I'm gonna go and spend time with her. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out. And she lives in Wallingford, so it's not like a terrible it's not a heavy lift, to get there. So I say all that to say love on your friends and just be with each other. And people, some of y'all are wasting so much time, it's ridiculous. I'm not here to judge you. I can't. I'm just telling you, don't waste any more time. If you haven't seen people, go see them. Unless you got real beef with them, you can't see them. But be with the people that you're with, and be with them, and be with them. Do you know what I mean? Be with them. Be with them. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna spend a little more time with her as I can, because I was looking up last night. I didn't sleep well last night because this was on my mind. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't sleep. One, because I had 2 meals that were just terrible. Not terrible, but I ate at Pistachios and it didn't sit well in my stomach. And then I ate at Serafino's and I had a grilled chicken salad. Because it's an Italian restaurant. And that is such a challenge for somebody like me to eat at an Italian restaurant. So that didn't go well. And so I had all kinds of stuff on my mind. And I normally don't have a lot of stuff on my mind that keeps me up. But I was just thinking about early onset Alzheimer's and what that meant and what that means to her, and that, she is in my age cohort, my friend cohort. So it was just unsettling to me. But we had a good time and we laughed and we joked, we took pictures, we did the thing. And it was nice. It was very, very nice. It was nice. So anyway, and it was good to hang out with my friend Linda, because I don't see her much either, because busy. And her sons are off to college this year or next year. They're off to college next year. I'm like, that's a lot, I was like, okay, that's a lot. So anyway, her kids are way younger than mine, and it was really nice to hang out with her too and have cocktails. But I'm telling you, I just feel like something just didn't sit well with me. So my stomach was all rumbly tumbly, like Winnie the Pooh. And so, you know, I was so worried about my tummy being rumbly tumbly. I took I put a bucket by the bed just in case. Because, you know, when you have a rumbly tumbly, sometimes you're like, ooh, I'm going to throw up. I did it, but I felt like I was gonna. So I was like, all right. So, so, so yeah, that's what we were up. That's what I was up to. So anyway, today's another amazing day. I'm going to, Ife and I are going to the veterans, the saluting service, the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center. Their event is tonight at the Lawn Club. So they're celebrating 14 years of rebuilding lives and serving our veterans. So tonight from 6 to 10, which I like that it's 6 to 10. It's not a long night. And it's you know, it's fancy, but it's not ball gown fancy. You know, it's like after work. And they're sold out. So I'm happy to be going. So they got MC Chaz from Chaz and AJ, and performances by Art of Huckleberry. I don't even know who that is. So it's like business formal, cocktail, military equivalent recommendation. So we're gonna go, and they're honoring some folks, and Finn the scientist artist is gonna be there. So I'm looking forward to that. They're having cocktails by 116 Crown. So they have a social hour appetizer and an open bar and specialty cocktail by 116 Crown. It's a 2-course dinner with a choice of entree. So I ordered Ife the chicken. And it looked like it was really good. The chicken is the Madeira and thyme glazed breast of chicken, smoked mozzarella broccolini risotto, grilled portobello mushrooms, cured Roma tomatoes, roast garlic maple demi-glace. I was torn between the fish, but it's North Atlantic salmon, and you know, North Atlantic salmon is not wild caught, it's farm raised. So I didn't want that. So I'm having the vegan entree, Thai green curry tofu, vegetable gochujang fried rice, ginger roasted parsnip puree, wasabi soy broccolini, citrus tamari with citrus tamari reduction, and a sesame scallion salad. I'm here for it. When I tell you I'm here for it, I'm here for it. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I can't wait. 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 So there we go. So that's where we are. Kansas City, Missouri. Maybe it's Kansas City, Kansas. So that's tonight. But I got so much to do today, and I can't lose any more time because I've got to get into finishing up my applications for law school. So that is really taking up all my time today. And then I gotta go pick up a prescription, you know. It's just all those kinds of things. You know, it's all the things. So I gotta go and deal with that and handle that stuff, because I have a hard deadline of November 17th, which is, I think, like just in maybe 2 weeks, not even, like next week. Let me see. Let me look at my calendar. Oh yeah, next week. So that means every single day I got to be on top of this. So the good thing is, someone helped me with my resume. Mindy, thank you, Mindy. because I wouldn't have not have been able to do that. And I just would not have been able to do it. So I'm grateful, you know. I'm grateful, grateful. So I'm so happy for other people, but I've got a long road ahead of me, so I've got lots to do. And I tell you what I did do yesterday. I had to go get cartridges for my printer because I need to print some stuff and I need to do it today. And I have so much I have so much to do. It is unbelievable. So anyway, let me go and check out what is going on in the news. The inner city is out hitting the streets as we speak. So and I know you all like to get it because people like to run up on me and say they got the paper, or they wish it was in more places. I mean, it's always, it's always something. I was like, listen, catch it where you can. That's all I can say. You can always go online, innercitynews.com, and grab it. Get the website and the digital version of the paper. Get it. So, there's a lot going on. I have a critique of the Rustin film, so I'm hoping people will see it. It's on Netflix. So, oh yeah, thank you. So, and the film is so good. It's on. It comes on Netflix next Friday on the 17th. It's in the movie theaters now, but if you want to see it, you could catch it in the movie theaters. But you can definitely catch it on Netflix on the 17th, which I hope people will. And or you can watch when you click on the New Haven Independent, you catch the and it's up on the inner city page too. You can click on the show, the link for my radio show piece on Facebook, or and you can click on and listen to the actual interview or watch the actual interview I had with Bruce Cohen. So it was really, really nice. Really, really nice to talk to him. He was most enjoyable. I like when people who are like celebrity, that level of celebrity and rich and powerful, that just be all down to earth. Just all the way down to earth, which I just love. I mean, you gotta love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I enjoy talking to him. I told him, listen, if your husband don't want to go with you to the Oscars, I got ball gowns. I'm ready to show up in a minute's notice. I could be on the red carpet in minutes. And he's like, well, my 12-year-old daughter. I was like, listen. 12-year-olds don't want to do this. She must be extraordinary if she really wants to do this. So I'm just saying, if she gets, teenagers have angst. If she has a moment of angst, call me. I'm happy to do my part. I'm happy to show up. Happy to show up. I mean it. I absolutely mean it. So don't feel no kind of way. Call a girl. I got you. I can even color coordinate. I got every kind of gown under the rainbow. So anyway. Anyway, that is the way of the world. That is the way of the world. That is the way of the world. So what else is going on? Let me see. It seems very quiet this morning. Seems very, very quiet. I didn't make it to the puppet marching in Westville on Saturday. I didn't get or Saturday or Sunday, whenever it was. But the pictures look awesome. I mean, they really do. I don't like giant puppets. Don't ask me why, please. Just let me have my quirkiness. But the pictures look nice, and there was a sister with an African mask that was stunning. And I was like, ooh, I'd like to have that. So yeah, and if you still haven't gotten enough of election night conversation, get into it over at the New Haven Independent. Just get into it and see what you can see. Get into it. There's some conversations going on that you might want to be a part of. So that's a good time. I tell you what, though, I've got a guest this morning. Elsie Harrington is the director for the Little Women for the Yale Schwartzman Center. It is going to be she is directing it, and I believe, if I am not mistaken, it'll be up. Gosh, when is it? I think it opens. Let me take a quick look see, and I could tell you exactly. I could tell you exactly. I'm interested in hearing what she says about this production, because the Schwartzman Center is bringing all kinds of interesting offerings, artistic offerings, and I am really. Oh, it starts today. So today it begins. And if you haven't been to the Schwartzman Center, it really is something to see. And it's Woolsey Hall up and down, right? So it's oh no, it doesn't start today. It starts the 11th. She's my guest today. But you want to see this Little Women by Kate Hamill, and I'm excited to talk about this. So it's a creative and performing arts award project, and it starts today, Thursday, November 9th, from 7:30 to 8:30. Then it's Friday. 7:30 to 9:30. Then Friday, November 10th, from 7:30 to 9:30. Saturday, November 11th, from 7:30 to 9:30. So it's in the Dome, and the Dome is on the third floor of the Yale Schwartzman Center. It's at 168 Grove. So you might want to check this out, and it's free and open to the public. And if you haven't been up to the Dome, it's such a cool space. So I can imagine all kinds of stuff. Like we had the poetry slam contest up there, and it was really nice. And then we saw the makings of a play up there. So there's a lot going on. So anyway, this Little Women follows the lives of the March sisters. And y'all, we all read this book. There's like a gazillion movies about this book. Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, the March sisters. And so this is an adaptation of their childhood in the 1860s. So it's an enduring and endearing story. So if you want to see a modern twist, on it, or if you want to feel how the past has influences in the modern world, this might be the thing for you. So it's a unique retelling. So check it out. It's free too. So I think it's all kinds of mixed cast. So that in itself is interesting. So I'm having Elsie Harrington on at 10:15 to talk about this production and what she brings to it. Because when you take on these tried and true pieces, everybody gets to put their own spin on it. And there's some there's some excitement around taking something that's been done a gazillion times and adding something new to it. So I think that's the joy of having these pieces that stand the test of time. We never get tired of Shakespeare. We never get tired of Norman Mailer. We never get tired of, Tennessee Williams' work. We never get tired of, any of these works. We just won't get tired of it. So we never get tired of it. So anyway, do you know that it is Indigenous Heritage Month? And Harry, we got to find some Indigenous heritage music. We definitely got to find some. And I think I want to capture some Indigenous heritage information. I've been posting stuff on my Facebook page. I think I did a rundown for Indigenous Day, but this is a whole month, Indigenous Peoples Month. So every year by statute and or presidential proclamation, the month of November is recognized as National Native American Heritage Month. So and the theme is celebrating sovereignty and identity, celebrating tribal sovereignty and identity. So yeah, so get into it. I want to see if I could see some facts. Because I tell you what, I have such a headache about these land acknowledgments. White people do this mess. I think they think it's helpful. And I guess on some level in the beginning it was helpful. At least you acknowledge that y'all killed and stole this land from people. But we acknowledge it. We stand on the land. And we're not even good stewards of the land. So we go to these land acknowledgments. I hear these land acknowledgments. We stand on the land of the Pawcatucket. We stand on the land of the Iroquois. We stand on the land of the Massachusetts. We do all this standing on the land. But ain't nobody talking about, oh, should we give this land back? They're not going to do that. Or do we make some intentional, respectful giving to Indigenous people for the land that, they were ran off of, stolen. I don't know. I just, so anyway, just get you some, go and read something. I've got a bunch of books. I've got Joy Harjo books. I've got some some poetry because she's Indigenous. So I've got some Indigenous poetry. I've got by a couple of other authors too. So, if there's some artist things going on, go see them. November 11th, I'm at the library, the Native American Heritage month.gov site, and there's some honoring Native veterans on Veterans Day. So they're doing that in places. Today, Charlie Lowry, the Lumbee Tuscarora singer and songwriter. Chad Lowry is a dynamic singer-songwriter from Pembroke, North Carolina, and she is proud to be an Indigenous woman belonging to the Lumbee and Tuscarora tribes, and she considers her work a platform for raising awareness around issues that plague underdeveloped and underserved Native communities. So she has a performance today. So I'm just checking out all the stuff that's going on the website, on different websites, for this wonderful opportunity to put some real thought and attention on Indigenous peoples, Native Americans, and November, all of November. So I like thinking about Native. I mean, I think we should be thinking about them all the time. But if November is the month, then we should do all we can to learn and educate ourselves on their history and culture, which is our history and culture. So we should vacate the land and give it back, and we'll all be refugees. Although I think I get to stay. yeah, whatever, Harry. Ah, so you'll see celebrations going on and on and on and on. The International Festival of Arts and Ideas does this, had been doing these things on Thursdays on the Green, and a couple of weeks ago they did. They had Dr. Tamiko Jackson, because she's of Native American descent, and she coordinated a whole presentation and interactive opportunity for people to come dance, sing with other Native folks. And I didn't get a chance to go because I was somewhere else, but the pictures look really, really nice, and it was covered well. So, did you know that the National Archives holds hundreds of thousands of U.S. government records relating to Native Americans from as early as 1774 through the mid-1990s, and these include every treaty signed with Native Americans, which were broken, and records from the Indian schools, Indian census rolls, and Bureau of Indian Affairs records. So you have a sense of who these people were and what they were about, and all the stuff that we did. And listen, American Indians have eagerly served the United States, which did not always keep its word to their ancestors. They have volunteered to serve in conflicts from World War II to Iraq, and few encountered any overt prejudice while in uniform. But for all American Indian veterans, the honor of defending their country overrode all other considerations. So let's not forget. And there are a couple of films, like Hollywood-style films. Hey, Phil Brown, good morning. A couple of American Hollywood-type films that, give you a stylized version of some of this indigenous history. And I think right now Martin Scorsese's film is out, and I think it's 3 hours long. I think people are enjoying it. I think people have gone to see it, are going to see it. So my car. Anyway, so yeah. So I mean, if you're interested in learning something, I understand that film, the Scorsese film, is as close to as accurate as Hollywood wants to be in these kinds of films. I want to see indigenous people tell their own damn stories. I'm not saying that Martin Scorsese can't tell a good ass story. We know he can tell a good ass story, but I want to see, indigenous people tell their story, because I think it would be seen through a different lens. I don't know. I mean, they might make exactly the same kind of film. Who knows? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So anyway, the new movie is what is it called? Let me look it up. Killers of the Flower Moon. And I think it's a very painful film. Very, very painful film. Because you get to see how these indigenous people were, bamboozled out of their land and oil. And how these white men married these indigenous women, and then all of a sudden these indigenous women go missing. And there's still an indigenous women missing problem in this country that goes untalked about in local media. That still goes on. They're still missing indigenous women that are just not making local media, not just in Alaska, but just about everywhere where our indigenous people are. It's unconscionable. So if you've not had a chance, this might be the film for you. It might be the film for you. It's a lot. It's a tale of greed and white supremacy. They literally married these women and killed them because land and property and things pass through women. So they just married up these white men came and married up these Indian women. And then killed them. Then they would just mysteriously disappear, and then they would be left with their property. And you know. So listen, I don't mind a 3-hour film because we binge watch stuff. So you spend more time binge watching a series. You sit for 3 hours or more for a Netflix series. So might as well sit and watch a film. So I dare say it's probably going to get all kinds of, it's probably going to get, nominated for all kinds of awards. Because, Martin Scorsese likes working with Leonardo DiCaprio. And, Leonardo DiCaprio is his muse. Right? So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So might be worth your time and effort, as you are feel some kind of way. So anyway, it's Indigenous Heritage Month, Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month. And maybe tomorrow because tomorrow I have a guest. I have Kevin Walton on tomorrow to talk about the first youth summit that they're pulling together. So I'm excited to talk to him about this and how this is necessary. And Kevin is the award-winning basketball coach over at Cross High for the boys, young men, basketball coach. So anyway, so get into it. It's a good time to be learning stuff. I'm not even going to talk about the Trump foolishness in court. He's an idiot. And then the Republicans with their pageantry. They got this pageant going on, debate. They're all, they don't all really denounce him. They kind of half-ass denounce him. It's a funny thing to watch. I wonder if they go back and watch this stuff and go like, oh, look, they can't be proud. Are they proud? They can't be proud. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it alone. So the National Park Service has a hand in celebrating Native American Heritage Month too. So if you're park people, like there's all kinds of stuff going on. And if you go to nps.gov, www.nps.gov, they got all kinds of interactive learning stuff. And Red Shawl Day, which is the red hand, that is the imprint that is everywhere that you're seeing. If you want to know something about that. The Red Shawl Day is November 19th. So it's the National Park Service supports Red Shawl Day. So you wear red to raise awareness and draw attention to the horrible acts of violence against Indigenous people, especially the women and children. So Red Shawl Day. So I have to make sure I put that on my calendar so that I can help raise awareness to this. And join the conversation, because they'll be doing stuff online. So you could go hashtag Red Shawl Day and hashtag NPS Indigenous. So the National Park Service is doing stuff to bring awareness. So according to the Department of Justice, if you didn't know this, American Indian and Alaskan Native women are missing and murdered at a rate of more than 10 times the national average. So Red Shawl Day is an annual national effort to bring attention to acts of violence committed against Indigenous people. So throughout the week surrounding November 19th, people are encouraged to wear red as a symbol of the loss of sacred lifeblood through violence. So the National Park Service, of an all-government effort to bring attention and an action to missing and murdered Indigenous people, America's national parks are a part of and surrounded by many Indigenous communities. And so as part of this observance, you may see National Park Service staff wearing red shawls. So so just do your part and raise awareness, how to help. And if you need to figure out how to help, the Bureau of Indigenous Affairs, the U.S. Department of the Interior, in Indian Affairs. So if you want to help raise awareness, and you could go and look at the cases, view missing or murdered cases. You could report a tip. You could ask a question. You could learn about the crises. You can learn about how to address the crises. So yeah. There's opportunities for tribal leaders to get some education around how to do this. So they've got pictures of missing indigenous people up. So you can help. I mean, if you could tolerate looking and reading, I would say that would be a good way to honor what is going on. So, and there's even a piece on Native Americans and the Underground Railroad. So, listen, there is a lot of connecting threads in this country to people. And I'm fascinated by it. So there's an article up, Native Americans on the Underground Railroad. So I definitely have to go and pull this. Because I think this is I think I have to pull this and run it in the inner city. Because I think this is necessary stuff. And talk about the connections and the threads between indigenous people and enslaved Black people. And I don't think we do a good job of talking about those relationships, So anyway, so get out there and be about it for November 19th, Red Shawl Day. So I actually have a red poncho to put on. Oh, and it's Rock Your Mocks in the parks. I was watching my friend Dr. Ensora, Dr. Tamiko Jackson. She was talking about rock your mocks. I don't have any moccasins, but it might be time to invest in a pair. I might have to go get me a pair of Rock Your Mocks in the park. I might have to do it. And I gotta go find me an artist who makes these. And that's just a quick Instagram search, right? Like, where to buy moccasins, authentic moccasins, or who's making moccasins, and just buy a pair and be like, but if I buy a pair of moccasins, I ain't trying to wear them out in the street. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not trying to wear them out in these streets. But there's a whole campaign about rock your mocks in the parks. So you have all month to do it. All month long to rock your mocks in the parks. And so who's to say? Let's get some rock your mocks park in the park here, and get into it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So maybe this is a good time, particularly in Connecticut, to go visit your parks, to go visit where indigenous people once walked and roamed and lived freely. That might be a good time and a good use of your time to just stand in those spaces. And remember that the indigenous people were good stewards of this land before white people came and became not good stewards of the land. So maybe that's what we do. We go to the park and we spend some time in nature, and we remember that this indeed was native and indigenous land, and that at least we had the sense to preserve some of the land as parks, so that we can have something to visit and return to, and set our minds to the people that were here before us. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to honor. That's what I want to honor. And I'm hoping that you will too. I'm hoping that you will too. And that's how we honor indigenous and native people, and I'll talk more about it for the next few days. I was all about, we spent the whole show for Native Indigenous Day. I read some highlights and some facts, and some of the facts were really fun. Some of them were such awareness raising. There's books out there that you could get, and if you want to really make a dent and honor, make your way to Possible Futures and get you some indigenous books. I mean, there's poetry, there's novels, there's there. Firekeeper's Daughter, Res Dogs, As Long as Grass Grows. So go over there and get you some books. I mean, she's got, and if you don't see it like on the shelves, she can order it. So Possible Futures over there on the corner of Hotchkiss and Edgewood. You can absolutely read some native and indigenous authors. That's what you could do. Highlight some indigenous businesses. Whether you're online or not, look and see, what's around. There's all kinds of things that you could do. Amplify native art. Of course, there's native artists here in Greater New Haven. Go and connect to them and amplify their work. Celebrate cultural icons and legends. So, get into it. It doesn't cost you anything, except what it'll do is it expands your mind and raise your awareness. And that don't we like when we learn new things? And for white people, I'm sure you feel some kind of way. But don't let that stop you. Like don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. The Boys and Girls Club of America is celebrating Indigenous Heritage Month. Universities and colleges are doing stuff. I mean, I bet you if you look up Yale and see what they're doing, I'm sure they're doing some stuff. I think I just learned of a native indigenous teacher who just joined the faculty on campus. I just met that person recently. I was at some thing and they brought it up. And I think it's around languages. I think they're teaching indigenous languages, particularly ones that are endangered of being lost to humans. So yeah. So get into it, people. I think it's a good time to step into this month. While you're out there running around buying damn turkeys. Let's do away with this Pilgrim Indian narrative that we all grew up with, and expand the truth a bit, and it's expand the truth. That's all you got to do. Just I still want you to have your turkey and your stuffing and all the stuff, because it's really about bringing families together. I think that's the true gist of Thanksgiving. Not so much, the Indians, had dined with pilgrims, white people. I don't think that's the day, But so you make it whatever. But it's mostly we see it as a day to celebrate family. But now you can add less. While it is Native American Heritage Month, let's use our Thanksgiving to remember and to speak truth to indigenous people whose land which we call home now. Do you know what I mean? So, I just want that to be out there, and and we could give up this narrative about Columbus too. There's already 50 million people here. How are you going to discover a land that already had 50 million people? On the Americas, Harry's like, I'm 12% indigenous. Any white apologist looking to give back, I'll take 12% of your riches. That's not a bad idea, Harry. I like that. Oh God. And get this, Harry, Native Americans was granted citizenship in the 1920s. It wasn't until 1924 that the Native Americans were granted citizenship after Congress enacted the Indian Citizenship Act, while Native Americans were also given rights to vote in 1924. And it took another 40 years for all 50 states to allow voting rights. I bet y'all didn't know that. Chipmunk, pecan, skunk, and other common words come from the Algonquian language. You speaking Native and you didn't even know you were speaking Native. And tribal lands occupy a massive swath of the U.S. There are approximately 326 Indian land areas in the United States administered as federal Indian reservations, covering more than 56 million acres. And currently there are 574 federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribes and villages. So put that in your peace pipe. Cherokee is the largest tribal grouping. And the three largest Native American tribal groupings are Cherokee, Navajo, and Latin American Indian tribes. So anyway, I just wanted you to share that. I'll be talking about this for the rest of the month. So a little bit, I'll take a little bit of, I'm going to do my part. It's my part to raise awareness. So I will be back with Elsie Harrington, who is directing Little Women at the Schwartzman Center at 10:15. So y'all find the thread and come on back. Come on back now. You hear? Harry, you got some indigenous music? Okay, some hip hop. Oh, okay.